If you were to check with the comedy community, you'd find that a disproportionate number of people, of comedians, are struggling with some demons and stuff. I mean, look at Joel, for example.
Yeah.
I mean,
we
have to love him every second he's around.
What I learned when looking at the story of Doug Kenney is that the way that he created this magazine and this group of people and this comedic sensibility around it, which then led in turn to so many things that he himself did, like Animal House and Caddyshack, but then everything else that came out of that, Saturday Night Live and on and on and on. This is a guy who most people have never heard his name, and yet he was such a completely central figure in the invention of the sense of humor that America has right now. So it's a fascinating story, and his life itself is a fascinating story that was brought to life by this incredible cast.
I called him to warn him that I was going to be playing, but no, he was very happy that Doug Kenney was going to finally get the attention that he deserved, and because Chevy, they were best friends, and so he was very happy. And I just called him recently, and I said the movie turned out great, and you should be very happy. And he wants to see it. Obviously, I'm going to send him a link. And then he said, "What's a link?" And then he goes, "Just send it to Janie." And so it's as I played him, it's weird that you play this guy that's about to be the biggest comedy star of the '80s. And he and Eddie Murphy were the biggest, and so that's what I tried to play. And the wardrobe was fantastic.
How did you find the chemistry with Will Forte, who plays Doug?
It was great. I mean, that was that was the thing that attracted me to the script, was the relationship between those two, and how close they were and how different they were to each other, but how immediately they clicked. And working with Will was brilliant. He just kept it really fresh, and he was always so funny. And then I think he's, like, as a dramatic performance also in this film, he's superb. So I loved it.
I have to say, I spent a month on set shooting with Domhnall, where he had this flawless American accent. And then I spent 2 years finishing the movie. And so I've only heard him speak like this a little bit, and it's very jarring.
Yeah.
Is it difficult?
It feels like he's faking.
David Wayne hates the Irish.
It really feels like he's putting on a voice for the interview.
People love the Irish thing. I'm going with the Irish thing.
Food Fight was one of the grossest things I've ever been a part of in any film.
You don't want egg salad thrown at you.
It was absolutely disgusting.
And that was in a funeral home.
A real funeral home.
Wait, you really destroyed that funeral?
Yes.
It was pretty rough by the end.
During a funeral.
It was a really amazing moment after the food fight scene, because everyone went immediately to the trailers to get cleaned up. And it was just the foulest, just lettuce and
Jello.
It smelled like
you had actually shoved like salad into your dress for some reason.
Yes, well, because I wanted to be able to grab for it for the second throw.
That's
I wanted
what it was.
She was reloading.
But you had like coleslaw. It was absolutely gross, and it smelled.
Oh,
it
boy.
smelled like a fraternity that.
Domhnall wanted to point
sealed
out that
for a
it's like
year.
salad dressing.
Right, salad dressing.
It's a joke.
Yeah, little joke.
I will say,
nice.
I was directing the scene. I wasn't even on camera, but I put a bunch of egg salad down my pants. Sort of for unrelated reasons.
That was every day.
It's just the way I get in the mood.
It was just your motivation. Yeah.
I mean, every episode that we show in the movie was in some way surprising to me and interesting to me. But I think one of the things that came later in the research that I thought was particularly interesting was that as kind of dark and edgy as Doug Kenney was in many ways, he was also, by the accounts of his friends, one of the most warmest, open-hearted, lovely, caring people that they had ever met, too. So it just makes it all the more, sad he's gone. I have no idea if Doug Kenney would have liked this movie, but I will say that it was definitely our goal in making the movie to try to make something that was as interesting or outside the box as what Doug Kenney might have enjoyed when he was doing his thing.